So you've started dabbling in audio chat apps like Fireside, Twitter Spaces, and Clubhouse, and you're trying to figure out how you can connect your external microphone to your cell phone so that you get the clearest audio possible when you're on stage on one of these platforms. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I connect my external microphone to my iPhone using the Rodecaster Pro audio interface so that my voice gets the treatment that it deserves. And the show starts now. Hey, what's good? My name is Rich Jones and I'm the founder of The Show Starter, where my mission is to inspire and empower 1,000 new podcasters to start and grow their shows with less stress and more confidence. So on this channel, you'll find product reviews, tutorials, tips, tricks, and anything else that I can think of that's going to be helpful to you as you go about starting and growing your show. So before we talk about how to make this work, it's important that we talk about the equipment that you're going to need, because without the equipment, the magic doesn't happen. And so the first thing you're going to need is your cell phone. And I've done this with an iPhone with iOS devices. I've also done it with an iPad. And these apps are primarily for iOS right now. And I know that that's going to change in the future, and I'll probably have to do an update video. But the first thing you're going to need is your phone, and then you're going to need your external microphone. So I've gotten this to work using an XLR microphone, and by that I mean the opposite of USB. And when we're talking about XLR microphones, we're talking about microphones that have a connection like this as opposed to a USB port. The next thing you're going to need in most cases is an audio interface. And so going back to the microphone for a second, think of this connection as analog, old school, what's been traditional in radio for a while now, and think of a USB connection as digital. And so with an audio interface, it's taking the analog connection and converting that to digital so you can get it into your computer, into an SD card, or into some other type of mobile device that you're recording into. That's essentially what the audio interface is helping you do. Or in this case, go into your cell phone. And so for this demo, I'm going to be using the Rodecaster Pro audio interface. I freaking love this thing. And I'll be honest, it probably is overkill for most podcasters, especially if you're new. And I have found with the iPod Air 4th generation that it's possible to go directly from a USB microphone into the tablet and get the same effect without having an audio interface involved in the middle. So that's an option for you as well. If you do have an iPad, or I'd imagine eventually other tablets as well, and a USB microphone, it is possible to connect those two devices. What you're going to need to check though is to make sure that you have USB-C, or whether or not you need USB-C, given that some of these devices still have the old school rectangular USB connection that we all know and love. You're also going to need a 3.5 millimeter to lightning adapter. So the piece that looks just like this is the tip that's going to connect into your phone. And I'm going to show you how this works in a bit. But without this, the magic does not happen. It is the missing key, and it is the simplest solution that I've found to get this to work. So this little device right here. Alternately, you could get this camera to USB adapter specifically made from Apple. The difference with this one is that it has a traditional USB port, and it also has the lightning connection on it. So you can actually use the lightning port right here to power the device or power the external audio interface that you're using. Because one thing that I have encountered is when you try to connect the audio interface to your cell phone, depending how it's connected, you might get a notification that tells you that the audio interface device that you're using is consuming too much power. So if you actually use this connection right here with another lightning cable, and then you use that to plug into an actual AC power outlet, that will power the audio interface device so that you're not putting too much strain on your phone. Now, if you do go with the 3.5 millimeter to lightning adapter, you're gonna need a 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter cable. These look the same on both sides. And you're gonna connect one end to the adapter that I just showed you and the other end into the audio interface device. And that's what's gonna really establish that connection so you can get your external microphone audio into your cell phone, your iOS, or your Apple device, at least as of right now. Alright, so now I'm gonna put this together so you can see exactly how it works, and you can create a similar setup for yourself with the Rodecaster Pro, or at least you hopefully have a general understanding of what you need so that you can get this to work with whatever equipment you have or with whatever equipment you've been thinking about buying. All right, so I've got the Rodecaster Pro here plugged in. I have an external microphone connected to make sure that I'm getting a signal. That's what you see happening over here. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is grab that 3.5 millimeter to lightning adapter that I mentioned. So this, plug it into your iPhone like so. And then what you're gonna do is grab the 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter cable, the one that looks the same on both sides. You'll plug one in into the adapter. And then before I turn this around, this is the front of the device. Of course, there's a channel specifically for connecting a mobile device like an iPhone, so you can control the volume, things like that, right from here on the front of the board. But what you're gonna wanna do is turn this around. And there's a channel specifically for connecting your mobile device, or an input specifically to connect your phone. So you're gonna take the other end of that cable like this and plug that in right here. And so now you're recording with your external microphone into the Rodecaster Pro. And then what you're gonna notice, I'm gonna do a little sample here. So I was doing some fake bootleg clips that I was recording, and I'm gonna press play on a clip on my phone, and you should see it start getting a channel, or you should see it start getting a signal here in the Rodecaster Pro. So I'm pressing play on this clip, and if you'll notice, if I stop talking, you should be able to see that there's audio coming in via my cell phone, which is exactly what you want. And that tells you that the Rodecaster Pro and that the connection is ultimately working correctly. And so that was a super short clip, so I'm gonna be quiet so you can see it happening. That is for the cell connection or the cell channel. And then what you see happening here for the left and right, that's just the master volume of everything that's being recorded into the Rodecaster Pro. So that is how you make the connection. Super simple when you have the right adapter and the right equipment. All right, so I hope that demo was super clear. And if you've learned something from this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos, because I know that there are a lot of other ways to connect equipment, get your iPhone working with your microphone, and all sorts of other stuff that I'm gonna be talking about on this channel. So be sure to subscribe. And until next time, do something dope.